Pay no attention to the figures you've just seen on that map. This particular Walkins Glen is actually 3.4 miles or 5.4 kilometres long. And we're riding with Didier Pironi, who's following his Tyrell teammate Patrick Depailler. I say this particular Walkins Glen because this is the third circuit in upstate New York to bear that name. The first was a 6.5-mile course running through the town of Walkins Glen itself. But in 1956, a new 2.3-mile track was opened out here in the countryside. The US Grand Prix was first held here in 1961. 10 years later, extensive changes were made, which included adding more than a mile to the track. The new Glen was a vast improvement on the old, and it became very popular. But that could not prevent the almighty dollar from luring the United States Grand Prix away to a car park in Las Vegas.
Record crowds gathered at Walkins Glen, upstate New York, for the US Grand Prix. With everything staked on the result of the last race, it made the 1974 Grand Prix season one of the most exciting in recent years. Niki Lauda was out of the running, but teammate Clay Regazzoni was on 52 points, just one behind Emerson Fittipaldi. Jody Scheckter was an outside chance on 45. Ronnie Peterson was there to win. Regazzoni had a practice accident, bruising his leg, and Ferrari had to fly over a replacement chassis. Pole went to Carlos Reutemann, with James Hunt second, and third to Mario Andretti in the new Parnelli. Reutemann led Hunt away, while Andretti's hopes ended with electrical troubles on the grid. Pache was third, ahead of Lauda, Scheckter and Fittipaldi. Carlos Reutemann was followed by James Hunt and Carlos Pache. Regazzoni was next, but the Ferrari was handling poorly, and in the following laps had to make pit stops for adjustments. Retirement for Denny Hulme, and the 1967 world champion farewelled Formula One. On the 10th lap, Helmut Koenig crashed his Brabham head-on into the barriers. The car split the rails and the Austrian was killed instantly. Mid-race, Lauda had handling trouble and dropped behind Scheckter, Fittipaldi and Mazzario. He retired on lap 39. Hunt was in trouble in the closing laps and Pache took second place with 4 laps to go. Carlos Reutemann won and Carlos Pache was second. A Brabham won too. Hunt finished third, while Emerson Fittipaldi's world championship was secured when Jody Scheckter retired with a fuel leak. It was Fittipaldi's second world championship, adding to the title he won in 1972.
Emerson, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? I'm very, very pleased with winning the championship for the second time. I'm really pleased.
For Reutemann, the day's laurels, but for Fittipaldi, the crown. He was congratulated by one-time rival Jackie Stewart.